Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Surfside Recovery Podcast. My name is Brian Licata, and we just wanted to let you guys know that if you or anyone is struggling with addiction, to please reach out to Surfside. You can give us a call at 609-709-4205 or visit us at surfside.org and all of our social media platforms.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Surfside Recovery Podcast again. Looks like Ian's got his cup of joe there, too. Happy Sunday. This is day one of Brian's personal quarantine. I am at home, so...
Are you quarantining yourself?
No, not really. Just like a state quarantine, like I'm not allowed to go anywhere, so...
Sure.
I'm calling it my quarantine.
But are you gonna be the guy that follows the restriction, or are you gonna be the asshole that goes out and doesn't care?
I'm probably gonna follow the restriction pretty closely.
Good.
Like, I'm not really going to leave unless I, like, absolutely have to.
Good.
You know, food, if I have to do something for work, but that's probably going to be it. I was thinking to myself this morning when I was in the shower, I was like, this period of time would be so much better if it was, like, 15 degrees warmer.
It will be. I mean, today's chilly. It's going to be, like, 60s all week, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a little rainy, though.
Yeah. I think I got this this mug for my birthday from my wife. It says, you get your ass handed to you every day, which is a Fish song.
Oh, is it?
It is, but I think it's very fitting to drink out of it every day. So basically this is a live recording. It is 8:11 for us Sunday morning. Lockdown 2020. And here we are.
Day one, man. It's a first full day of the new state regulations.
It is the first full day. So I'm actually looking at an article. For those of you who live in New Jersey, NJ.com has been super helpful. If you're on Instagram, NJDOTCOM. So that's the same thing, NJ.com. The handle NJDOTCOM has been regurgitating some of their important content off their website, as well as, let me look it up, Governor Murphy's Instagram has been pretty good. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
What are you looking for? What's that?
Well, just general information. So GOVMURPHY is Governor Murphy's Instagram. And then there was also the CDC put out, bear with me. Oh, I shut everything down last night. What an idiot. I'm going to pull up this other website that was put out. Oh, here it is. COVID19.nj.gov. COVID19.nj.gov. It's
It's a state's website. Yeah.
Correct. Which is also really good. And I say this stuff because, we get on the different media platforms, Fox, NBC, CNN, they all hate each other. They all, stretch the truth. I think it's also been pretty interesting to watch some of what's his name? Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
The late night guys, they're all at home doing stuff. So I think that's been interesting to watch and pay attention to. Currently, based on this article, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states, New Jersey is included, are on pretty much full restriction.
Right, yeah, New York, Jersey.
Yeah, full restriction. Pretty much, we're allowed to go shopping. We're allowed to, go outside for a walk, walk the dog, go for a jog. They're saying stay away from everybody, but, essential travel and essential employees are the ones who can go to work. So then on the state gov site, there's a list of what that looks like. Construction is still a go. construction's a go. Food, pharmacy, gas is a go. Restaurants are closed minus takeout.
Healthcare.
Basically, yeah, it seems like everything is a go, quite honestly, except retail.
Right.
Like you can't like sit in a restaurant and hang out. You can't go to like Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To buy new beach towels for the summer.
Right.
But hardware stores are supposed to be open. So I think within some normalcy, you know, what I wanted to talk about is like, you know, how do you stay sane, right, in this whole mess? You know, and I think it's also really important to remind people who are early in recovery or in recovery in general, like, you know, I'm starting to see these like, you know, alcoholics and addicts they're chronically selfish, right? And they want to make this shit all about them. Like I can't go look for work. I can't go outside. Like no shit, nobody fucking can. Like we're all in the same boat together. This is not a like, you know, poor you situation. So you got any thoughts on this stuff? I've got a whole list of things, but I don't necessarily.
You're catching me a little early in the morning. That's why I got my coffee.
I know I am. I'm way ahead of you right now.
You texted me last night. I was like, hey, we're going to do the podcast. You're like, yeah, early 8. And I was like, does Ian know it's Sunday tomorrow? No, but yeah.
That's my point, right? So I'm all fired up already. So my point is that like, I'm losing track of days. Like
yes, me too.
Yeah, like I've been at home much more than normal. I think this last week I went out 1, 2, 3.
And for those of you who don't know, Ian's not the type of guy who just is like.
Don't stay put. No, I'm like move. If you haven't figured that out already.
Yeah. The podcast is the only time he actually sits down for a consistent period of time.
And it's taken me months and episode after episode to not like be on my phone the entire time too. But yeah, I mean, so I was out of off my property 4 times this week, which is like not a lot, you know. And all 4 of those things had to do with, you know, the guys at the house.
Right.
So I think like some things that it's going to be really easy for people to do is get out of a routine. You know, the people who are working from home, the people who aren't necessarily working right now, you know, there's going to be this tendency to sleep in. There's going to be a tendency to go to bed late. There's going to be a huge tendency to boredom eat, right? So just to like snack and eat a bunch of shit.
Me and my roommate had that happen last week.
Yeah.
We both bought a bunch of food and we're like, you know, by Thursday, we're like, dude, how did we eat all this already? It's just because we're sitting around and not doing much anything. Fortunate for me, I've been working from home, you know, kind of like you for, I don't know,
a while.
The past year, really. So the work and the schedule hasn't really affected me too much. I almost feel like I'm trying to get more done because I feel like I need to like tighten everything up, you know, because it feels like there's like a lot of other things that are sort of up in the air. So like if I can focus down on like the projects and stuff that I do have and get them done, like will make me go less crazy.
So I think like, can you, and I don't know if you probably can you put like a heading up and make a list like on the screen?
Oh, what, of stuff that we need to do?
Yeah, like maybe not this second, but like when you edit it.
Yeah. What have we said so far?
So, well, number 1, I think stay in your routine. I think everybody should, or my recommendation would be set a wake up time and set a go to bed time. You know, a time that you want to get up, get out of bed. You know, maybe it's 7, maybe it's 8.
Right.
I wouldn't say too far off from your normal routine. I know like at Surfside, we're going to we're going to have a little bit of leniency there. I think, not 100% sure Dan wanted to talk about it yesterday. I didn't want to talk about it yesterday. But there's going to be a bit of leniency, and I think that's fine. You know what I mean? We're at home. We don't want to like beat ourselves up, but
Right.
you know, if you're normally up at 7, maybe you want to do 7:38, but I wouldn't say sleeping much past that.
Yeah. I said that to one of my friends the other day. I said, you know, just like sleep in a little bit if you want to, but you know, have some sort of organization.
Yeah. I would also say getting dressed. Like if you're a shower in the morning type of person before work, I would say take a shower in the morning and get dressed. Laying around in your pajamas is fine on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Laying around in your pajamas for the next 2 months is going to lead to depression.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, for the ladies, I would say like get up and do your makeup. You know, like if that's part of your normal thing, like do your hair, do your makeup.
Yeah.
You know, continue to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do that every morning when I work from home. I mean, this morning's a little different. I threw some sweatpants. I took a shower, combed my hair, but then I threw sweatpants on because it's Sunday. But
I wear sweatpants. I actually judge the quality of my life based on how many days I can wear sweatpants in a row.
I just don't feel like I can get – if I'm wearing sweatpants, like I never wear sweatpants out of the house ever. Like my mom never, ever, ever let me do that when I was a kid. But when I work from home, I get dressed as if I'm going out just because it makes me feel like if I wear sweatpants, I'm like sluggish, tired, can't really get my day going. I kind of want to just lay on the couch. So I kind of do that. What are the other, you got other things?
So what do we have? Stay in your routine, get
wake
dressed.
up time, set it, go to bedtime, get dressed as if you were going out.
Don't boredom eat. We talked about that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just to go back to the boredom eat, not only will that like cause you health problems potentially, but it's like when you're shopping at the grocery store, like easier ways to do that is to stay on the perimeter. You know, try to stay out of the aisles in the grocery store. If you think about like the way grocery stores are set up, primarily your Whole Foods, your meats, your vegetables, cheeses are going to be on the outsides, the cookies, chips. All the stuff that's not good for you is on the inside.
Jesus.
All the stuff that tastes good is on the inside, right? And that's the stuff. I mean, like my wife, we never have like cookies and stuff in the house because I eat them uncontrollably. And she brought home a thing of Keebler Elf cookies, the vanilla outside, chocolate on the inside. I ate 10 within like 30 seconds.
I haven't had those in 15 years.
Well, they're as good as you remember them. So I would also say exercise. You know, maybe for some people, this is like, you know, maybe for some people they were late on their New Year's resolution to get to the gym and or maybe they just got in a gym routine and now the gym is closed. So they're thinking like, oh my God, I can't work out. What am I going to do? Couple options. You can just do basic push-ups, sit-ups all day long. You can go to Facebook or Instagram, CrossFit OTG, which is the gym that we use. Every day they're putting up workouts that you can do from home without equipment. So there's all sorts of stuff. It is going to be a bit higher cardio, a bit more on the ab stuff. You can always look up definitions if you don't know what things are. If it, you know, is like an AMRAP or an EMOM, or there's a movement that you don't know, you can throw that up on YouTube or Google real quick and you'll get your answer.
Right.
You know, so maybe get in a routine of wake up, work out, you know, shower, get dressed, you know, and then kind of start your day. I would also suggest, you know, trying to, if you have an iPhone, FaceTime people instead of text or call.
So FaceTime instead of text.
Yeah, or Zoom or whatever. Zoom, you know, Zoom is a bit more cumbersome for like the quick, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, so we can see each other and have that face-to-face contact. I think that's really important.
Yeah, I was on my phone. It felt like all day yesterday, like all day. Yeah, trying to see if I can figure out how many calls I made. Yeah, I've been trying to check in on like family members and stuff too. I know I said this in our last podcast, but I've talked to a bunch of people in my family that I haven't spoken to in a couple months. I mean, we're all pretty close, but more so. More so in the past few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every meeting in at least the state, in the tri-state area, is shut down right now, right? Or they're supposed to be, at least.
Yeah, well, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York are all shut down. Maryland has some pretty tight restrictions. So some of my other suggestions would be like get outside, like have a moment every day that you do go outside. Maybe it's just to even sit on your porch. For those of you for some of you guys and girls who live in Oxford houses, for just parents, families, whoever's at home, I would say now's the time to get started on that list of like spring chores that you need to do. I know I need to power wash my house. My fence, for some reason, gets horribly mildewy. So that's like on my list of things to go through while we're quarantined. Clean out the flower beds. Get that stuff ready. It's a bit early in New Jersey to do so, but like some of it, I'm not saying plant, but figure out those chores. I know today, me and my wife are going to reorganize her office. She needs some help taking some cabinets apart and moving some things, but now's the time to do some of that stuff. Like the home improvement stores are going to be open, so if you've got the kitchen, or whatever that you've been thinking about painting, now's the time to paint. I know there is a local Oxford house, the Patcon house. They're responsible for cutting their own grass. That house, they always get to the point where it's too busy, the grass gets too long, and it becomes a complete pain in the butt. Now's the time. Some of you guys are out of work or sitting around on the weekends, can't really go anywhere or do anything. Now's the time to maybe as a group start to pay attention to this stuff, just to do it.
Aren't a couple of those guys landscapers over there?
Yeah, of course. Well, last year was different. This year, there's a different crew. There's some of a different crew in there, but so be mindful of that stuff. There's there really is tons to do, and I think the more of a routine you get on, and even a routine of like putting your phone down for a little while, is going to be really, really healthy. We're going to be like this for a significant period of time.
Yeah.
This is pretty much week one.
Yeah. My I've been talking to some people about it. My best guess is it's going to be at least 2 weeks. At least
2 weeks, 2 months.
What? This like heavy lockdown like this? You think 2 months?
2 months.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not. No, it sucks, and people are going to start to get stir crazy, and that's like, a lot of people I think are really under the impression that this is going to be only 2 weeks and they're going to ride this thing out. The whole reason there's this idea of flattening the curve is not necessarily to not spread the illness. It's to not clog the hospital systems.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's the illness is still going to spread. The people who are going to get it are still going to get it. Now there's some like talk about being potential like my mom's giving me suggestions.
You add her to the call?
We're not putting her on the call.
So the people are taught. You're saying people there's
Oh,
some
blood. There's like starting to see that like there's some blood types that might be more susceptible. The article, it was an NBC article Dan sent me this morning. Apparently, O will be less susceptible. A would be most susceptible. I'm A. So although, like I don't know that I'm too worried about getting sick. I hate the flu, so I can only imagine like how miserable I would be.
Yeah.
But like I don't want to be responsible for passing something around.
Yeah, that's the thing I got concerned about. Like, I talked to my girlfriend yesterday, and with like the new restrictions, we're probably not going to see each other for a couple weeks. Her parents are a little older, so like I don't want to somehow contract it and then pass it along to her, and then passes it on to her parents. You know what I mean? So it's like,
stay away from people like this. And I think that the concern, again, like a lot of young adults are so selfish, they're only thinking about what they're losing at the moment, right?
Right.
But it's going to be a whole nother story when this like starts to hit their parents.
right, grandparents.
Their grandparents pass away from this thing, and it's like the problem of this like mid-20s 30s generation is it's just like so self-centered. Luckily we're not like out at bars. I will also say this, like there's a couple meetings that are still open around here that legally should be shut down.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to say names, but there's an executive order. It's on the thing, like number 107. Like social clubs are supposed to be shut down. Like I get that there's like a couple AA clubhouses around that, are their own space, but they are social clubs. Like by definition, they need to stop. And the sad thing about it is it's going to be the stubborn old AA guy that has got to get his meeting in every day and doesn't want to learn how to like use video meetings and things like that. That's going to go to the meeting, get sick and die. And then in 2 months, everyone's going to say like how upset they are that he passed away, yet they didn't bother to shut the meeting down to potentially prevent that.
Right.
Again, this sucks, and we're all in this shit situation together. There's also a super interesting article that I got this morning regarding Kentucky and Tennessee. The website is Daily KOS, DAILYKOS. And the title is Kentucky versus Tennessee on Coronavirus may be the best example of elections matter in decades. It came out on March 21st. What's that today? Yesterday.
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Huh?
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. 5 p.m. yesterday. And it basically just shows like how Kentucky on March 6th, like immediately started shutting things down.
Mm-hmm.
And Tennessee hadn't done shit for at least 10 days after. And you can see like, so as of the 20th, there were 228 reported cases in Tennessee and 48 reported cases in Kentucky.
Yeah, I have a good friend of mine is a manager at a landscape company in Tennessee, and he said that I talked to him like 2 or 3 days ago. He's like, "Yeah, man, it's like business as usual out here right now." But I see what you're saying. Like the people who got the late start are kind of, suffering the consequences right now.
Yeah. So
I had another tip that we can put up here. Try to limit your time on social media.
Well, and I think too that like goes into
except when you're watching the podcast.
Yeah, and I mean that goes to these other things too. Like, like people are going to get sore thumbs and sore necks.
Yeah.
From looking down and scrolling with their thumb, and that's kind of a joke, but you know, it's like, and I keep going back to the sober houses. Like, you know, you guys, there's groups of you, you know, that are together. And like, yes, you're either going to all get sick together or you're all going to stay healthy together, but you're together. So, you know, play video games together, do puzzles, play board games, you know, go sit outside. And I don't think you should smoke, but like sit outside and smoke cigarettes together. Like, you know what I mean? Like spend some time and not just like sit isolated in your room on your phone and wait, because this is going to be a long waiting period.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I mean, you think sitting in 30 days at rehab is bad. Especially for those of you who are like trying to look for jobs and stuff, you know, the best places you could look right now are going to be supermarkets. That's about it, you know?
About it. Yeah, it's really about it.
And you and everybody else is going to be looking there too. So, you know, everyone's just got to hunker down together and figure this out. Like I've been also trying to tell myself and remind myself that, you know, there's not necessarily somebody, like there's not like, you know, people benefiting from this right now.
Right. Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Like we as a country, or I mean, some of the things that they're pulling together, you know, like you can't get evicted if you're renting right now. You can't, student loans, federal student loans don't have to be paid back right now, and they've removed the interest. Your taxes don't have to be paid. They've been deferred till July 15th. You know,
you don't have to pay them. You just don't have to pay them right now.
Correct. You know, which is like, it's really helpful. But I think everybody's in this position where, you know, this is bad for everything.
Right.
You know, this is not a poor you're stuck in your sober house, you can't go look at the hot girl at the meeting type of issue. This is a like, we're fucked. Like we've got to just ride this thing out and make the best of it.
Yeah. Everybody's beat.
Yeah. So, anything else? You got anything else?
No, I think that's it. So much for a short podcast, huh?
How long was that?
I don't know, probably at least a half hour.
All right. Well, whatever. All right. Enjoy your Sunday. Do something, you know, outside today. Do some exercise. Oh, real quick, exercise equipment you can buy online still. They're still shipping. Jump ropes, dumbbells, small things like that can be helpful. So don't be afraid. You know, now's the time where you could potentially step out of this thing with your beach body.
Oh, that was really loud.
Yeah, that's why I declined it.
All right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you, I don't know, next time we record a podcast.
All right. Bye.
As always, if you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out to Surfside. You can give us a call at 609-709-4205 or get us on the web at surfside.org.